Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior and welcome to another Mortal Kombat video. Now this isn't what I typically do with the channel, but recently more news has popped up about the Mortal Kombat movie coming out in 2021. So in today's video, I'll be letting you all know about the new people that have been cast for the Mortal Kombat movie, as well as who they will be portraying. On top of this, I will be giving you some recommendations for each different actor if you are interested on catching up on what exactly they're all about. Now before we dive right into it, I'll give you all a very brief recap about what's been going on with the movie. Now the Mortal Kombat movie has been in the pipeline ever since the MK9 reboot. Due to the mass success that the game did have from fans and press alike, Warner Brothers understandably wanted to pursue a movie, but unfortunately the movie for a very long amount of time was caught in a weird form of development hell. So it was being exchanged between different people, and at the time, because Warner Brothers knew of the situation, they would go on to create the web series Mortal Kombat Legacy, as they wished for that to really be their way of kind of expressing the Mortal Kombat universe, but it was at least something. However, due to the mixed reception of the first season and a pretty poor reception from the second season, Mortal Kombat Legacy was inevitably dropped, and thus Warner Brothers would continue to pursue making a Mortal Kombat movie. Now eventually around 2016 is where things finally started to pick up. The project fell on the lap of James Wan, who would become a producer for the film, and a man known as Simon McCoy would take on the reins of becoming the director for the film, and longtime fan of the series Greg Russo would get the opportunity to write the script for it. It's only up until this year alone where it was finally announced that the film was greenlit and was being filmed in Australia. So ever since March/May of this year is where the film finally started to pick up and casting started to begin. Now in the last 2 weeks, a majority of the cast has been revealed. We have Ludi Lin as Liu Kang, Mikael Brooks as Jax, Tadanobu Asano as Raiden, and Sissy Stringer as Melina. Now right out the gate, from what we can tell here, almost all of the actors here have a fair bit of credibility under their name, with Ludi Lin having featured in pretty damn big film, like the Power Rangers reboot and the very small role he did play in Aquaman. Mikael Brooks has more of a background in television, but has been around for a substantial amount of time. Tadanobu Asano is a legend in Japanese media, so it seemed only right at this point in his career that he would be cast as the mentor of Earthrealm Raiden. The only actor here that has been cast that does surprise me is Sissy Stringer, as from what I am aware, Stringer does not have that much work under her, and seemingly this is her big break. Now of course, since then, if you have watched my last video, you know that there has been some rumors floating around about the casting of Jarek and Kano, and now that the news has slightly died down a bit, I'm pleased to let you all know that we now have Kano, Sonya Blade, Shang Tsung and Scorpion cast for this reboot. So yes, quite a bit of stuff has happened since the last video. Now on top of this, an actor known as Lewis Tan has also been cast for the film, but the details of his characters are yet to be revealed. I will touch properly on this at the end of the video, but right now let's actually talk about the actors who have been cast for these roles. Now first off, we have Kano, and the Black Dragon Crime Syndicate leader will be played by Josh Lawson. Now Joshua is in fact an Australian actor, so yes, definitely do expect an Australian accent from Kano in this film, but Josh has been around for an extremely long amount of time, making his debut in television back in 1997, and is featured in multiple different films from 2006 onwards, including Freebird, Anchorman 2 The Legend Continues, and The Little Death. Now from what you can tell, quite a few films he does feature in are comedy based, so maybe Josh has been hired for his comedic talent, which could be quite something since he is playing Kano. The one interesting thing to note down is that Josh himself seemingly has no background in any form of fighting. This includes martial arts and boxing, so if Josh portraying Kano in this film, it's more than likely than Kano may be playing a bit of a passive role in the film, or if there are any fight scenes, then it may in fact be a stunt double. However, considering how far away we are from the release date, it is indeed possible for any of the actors I do mention here to pick up on some form of physical training for the role. But yes, that's basically everything we know about Kano in this film so far. Now let's talk about Sonya Blade. Now Sonya Blade will be portrayed by none other than the extremely beautiful Jessica McInerney. Now some of you may in fact recognize this actress, as she has gotten quite a bit of work over the years. She made her debut in the horror film known as The Loved Ones, and since then has branched out to different areas when it's come to acting, as she did feature in the comedy Chips and the sci-fi action film The Meg. Now though she doesn't have a very big backlog when it does come to movies, it's been very clear in her performances that she is rather confident in her work and can portray a very strong individual. So I'm interested to see what she can bring to the role of Sonya Blade. However, much like Josh, from what I am aware, Jessica does does not specialize in the field of martial arts. This can change as there's a considerable amount of time before the film's release, but for now we can only wait and see. Now here's one that I'm very happy to talk about, that's being Chin Han playing Shang Tsung. Now Chin Han originates from Singapore and has an acting career that has spanned for more than 20 years, although he has taken some time for himself in between roles. Now despite me saying that, he has featured in some major hits over the years: The Dark Knight, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Ghost in a Shell, just to give you an idea that he has been in quite a few big films. Now though he doesn't have a lot of work under his belt, it's very clear here that his talent has enabled him to land some pretty big roles in substantial films. So of him presumably playing the big bad of this Mortal Kombat reboot, I'm extremely excited to see what he can bring to the role. And I am intrigued to see whether or not he'll be playing old man Shang Tsung or young man Shang Tsung, as Chin Han is about 49, and from what I am aware, he does not exactly have a background in martial arts. So I'm not entirely too sure with what exactly they're going to be doing with Shang Tsung here, but I'm sure that Chin Han will do a great job portraying the menacing and treacherous Shang Tsung. Now we come to arguably my favorite actor that's been cast here, Hiroyuki Sanada. Now Sanada is a legend in Japanese media, having started his acting career in 1966. He has most definitely made a name for himself in both Western and Eastern media. He is featured in so many different films, it's nothing short of absolutely amazing. He's had a very long and prolific career, and I guarantee you've most likely seen this guy featured in something you've watched, because he gets a lot of work and he is an amazing actor. Some of his notable bits of work that have come out over the last 20 years have been The Last Samurai, Rush Hour 3, 47 Ronin, and he was the Yakuza boss you see at the very opening of Avengers Endgame. And this is me just picking from forms of work from 2003 onwards. His career dates much further back than that. So Sanada has been around for a very long amount of time, earning high credibility for his amazing acting talent, as well as the physicality he does bring to his roles. You see, unlike the individuals I've talked about previously, Sanada has a background in martial arts, hence why he was such a big action star in the East. Whilst in Japan, he studied both Kempo and Karate, and by the time he was 11, he began to mesh his love for acting and martial arts together. So whenever he was on film, it's extremely common to watch him perform his own stunts. Even up till now, at the age of 58, he is still as agile as ever, which is nothing short of incredible. And honestly, Sanada is a great and fantastic choice for Scorpion here, so I'm extremely excited to see him portray the Hellspawn, as I know he'll for sure knock it out the park, as he's just so good in whatever he's in. So currently, right now, these are all the actors we know that are currently portraying said characters. However, there is one individual here that does raise some questions, that's being a man by the name of Lewis Tan. Now Lewis is an English actor of Singaporean descent. He's apparently an MK fan and has briefly been in the series before, as apparently he was featured in Mortal Kombat Legacy as Kung Jin. So this isn't the first time he's been a part of the universe. Now outside of this, Lewis doesn't have a lot of work under his belt, but he has featured in quite a few big films, that's being Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, Olympus Has Fallen, and you most likely recognize him from Deadpool 2 when he did portray Shatterstar. So much like a few of the other actors I've talked about today, he's earned a fair bit of work. Now outside of this, Tan is in fact a martial artist, since his father is also a martial artist, actor and stunt coordinator in Singapore. So he somewhat grew up with quite a few opportunities presented before him. Now if you're really interested in Lewis Tan as an action star, I do highly recommend that you check out Wu Assassins, as the martial arts choreography in that is nothing short of stellar, and it really is the best opportunity for Lewis to show off his stuff. Now I must admit, I am slightly worried with Lewis being a part of this project, not because he's a bad actor, but more so because I'm worried about who he's been cast as. You see, they've been extremely open about who they've actually cast for the film, so it makes me wonder why they're keeping this rather quiet. You see, in extremely early drafts of the script, there was an original character for the film by the name of Cole Turner. Now Cole has been described as the lead male for the film and is a former middleweight champion. He's a bit washed up but does have a heart of gold, as whatever he does is for his daughter. So he does seem a bit like your normal kind of cookie cutter hero, and that is what worries me, because I'd rather have Lewis Tan play Kung Lao than an original character for the film. Now I know I'm being quite harsh about this whole Cole Turner idea, but the Mortal Kombat universe has so many incredible characters in it that I see the inclusion of a new character strictly for a film somewhat kind of pointless. So in a way, I'm kind of hoping that Lewis isn't playing Cole, because I think Lewis would make a great Kung Lao. And honestly, I'm not too sold on the idea of an original character for a Mortal Kombat film, especially when you have that much source material at hand. But yes guys, that's currently everything we know about the Mortal Kombat Reboot movie. Now what are your thoughts on the new people that have been added to the cast? Are you happy with these individuals? And who do you think Lewis Tan has been cast as? Please do comment down below. But yeah guys, that's basically everything I did want to say here. So before this video wraps up, if possible, let's try getting it to about 500 likes. It's a great way of helping out this channel. Also, don't forget to tick that bell, as it will notify you when I do upload a video. But yeah guys, as always, please comment, like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Please take care, and I will see you all next time.